My name is Brittany, and we're so excited you are joining us today. Today, we're going to be talking about the story of when God used Moses to part the Red Sea. And what an incredible story. You will see today just how much the Israelites had to trust that God would save them. The Egyptians were pursuing them, and there was a sea in front of them. It all seemed hopeless, but God totally came through for them. And the same God that came through for the Israelites is the one that we can trust to come through for us. So today we're saying, every day I can trust Jesus. We're going to start things off by singing a song together. So go ahead, stand up, sing this out with us as loud as you can. You guys sounded so great. Thank you for singing with us. And now we're going to take some time to watch a Bible story together. Like I said before, we're going to be looking at the story of how God used Moses to part the Red Sea. So, let's check it out.
The Faithful Hall of Fame, Moses. This is Moses, who was an Israelite born in Egypt in a time when Israelite boys were not supposed to live.
Wait, huh?
Moses, however, grew up in the palace of the Pharaoh, the very man who was enslaving the Israelite people. When Moses grew up, he made a big mistake.
Uh-oh.
So Moses ran away from Egypt
Wow!
to the land of Midian.
Ah.
After many years, an angel of the Lord appeared to Moses and told him to go back to Egypt to free the Israelites. After much protesting, God granted Moses his brother Aaron to speak on his behalf.
Whew.
So Moses went to Egypt.
Here, move there.
And on his way there, he met Aaron, who was ready to do whatever God wanted him to do. The Israelites were slaves to the Egyptians, but God had a special plan for Moses.
Hey, everyone, up. Huh?
After rallying God's people to them, Moses and Aaron went to the Pharaoh. And said, "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, has said. Let my people go." And Pharaoh made the Israelites work harder because of this.
Hey, how are you? Huh?
The foremen of the Israelite slaves were angry with Moses and Aaron for causing this trouble.
Huh?
So Moses cried out to God and asked why this was happening. But God said, "You will see what I will do. I am the Lord. I will deliver you from slavery."
Wow, okay. Hey!
Moses told this to the people,
Hey!
but they were so discouraged that they didn't listen to him.
Yeah, whatever.
God told Moses to go to Pharaoh and to do exactly as he said. So Moses and Aaron went to the Pharaoh.
Hey!
God told them to take the staff and throw it down before Pharaoh.
Huh?
Pharaoh was not impressed. He called his wise men and sorcerers, and they did the same thing.
Hooga.
But Aaron's staff swallowed up the sorcerer's staff. Yet Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he would not listen to them.
Shoot.
Just as God had said. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Go to the banks of the Nile River and meet Pharaoh."
Hey, Pharaoh. Oh, man.
Moses and Aaron did just as God had said.
Oh.
But again, Pharaoh's magicians did the same miracle, and Pharaoh refused to let God's people go. So God sent 9 more plagues to Egypt to show his power. Even with all the suffering, Pharaoh's heart stayed hard, and he would not let the people go. On the night of the last plague, Pharaoh woke up and heard a great cry in Egypt.
Oh, no.
For there was not a house in Egypt where someone was not dead. Pharaoh summoned Moses and Aaron and told him to be gone with the Israelites. So the Israelites left Egypt immediately and made their way to the promised land, taking with them many riches from Egypt. And they took Joseph's bones as they had promised him many years before. But after they had gone, Pharaoh changed his mind and readied his army to take back the Israelites. When the Israelites saw Pharaoh and his armies come, they were terrified. But God made a way for them. Through all of this, the Israelites saw the great power of their God, the one true God, and they put their trust in Moses, his servant.
Wow, what an incredible story. Isn't God so cool? It all looked hopeless for the Israelites, but God was able to make a way to deliver them from the Egyptians. And the same God that delivered the Israelites from their hopeless situation wants to deliver you from your hopeless situation. So now we're going to hear more about how this Bible story points to Jesus from our good friend, Pastor Andrew.
Hey everyone, Pastor Andrew here. We're wrapping up the story of how God rescued his people from the land of Egypt, how he split open the Red Sea and led his people safely across, saving them. This story points to Jesus, about how God and Jesus came to rescue us. You see, the children of Israel were in bondage. Yeah, kind of like this. They were slaves to Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Their lives were miserable. Maybe you can relate to this. Maybe you felt like you've been tied up in bondage to fear of being afraid, to feeling nervous or anxious. Maybe you felt tied up by sickness or loneliness or feeling like you're no good. That's bondage. On the bank of the Red Sea, God's people were trapped also. They saw that there was nothing they could do, and they were right. So what does Moses say? He tells the people, "Don't be afraid. Stand firm, and you will see the Lord save you today. Do you see those Egyptians? You will never see them again. The Lord will fight for you. Just be still." Then Moses raises his staff. God parts the waters, and the people cross over in dry land into safety. The Egyptian army chases after, but then God closes up the waters of the sea, defeating Pharaoh and his army. God delivered his people from their bondage. Israel was freed by Pharaoh, king of Egypt, being thrown into the sea and destroyed. But we are freed by Jesus, the true king, throwing himself into the sea of our own sin. On the cross, Jesus made us a path to freedom through our sea of sin by taking our place of bondage to sin and death. Would you take time to pause to remember the God that saved you? Think of your sin. Think of all the times that you went your own way. Think of how you tried to save yourself and how Jesus still came to rescue you by dying in your place. Think of how he came back to life to give you new life. And when you think of this, your response should be to thank him, to worship him for rescuing you.
Do you tend to think that your sin is no big deal? Or do you know that it's a big deal, so you try to be really good to rescue yourself? Well, I would encourage you to talk with your parents or small group leader about this. And then once you talked about that, take some time to talk about how you can remind yourself of how Jesus has rescued you. So that's it for this week, and remember that every day we can trust Jesus. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.